explosion killed him. Shaper Monarch is probably relying on more than creations to fend off invaders. Well, congratulations, you opened a box with trash in it. Die! Private home keep out. This private home is one of the few entirely intact buildings left in Grosh. It's a heavy door, has several locks, and the walls are thick. Its owner desired privacy. Looking around more, you realize that this home was used for shaping. The smell of essence is still heavy in the air. The shells of used canisters are scattered about. This must have been the home of Shaper Monarch, where he prepared his forces in secret before he attacked. Trap. Mechanic skill isn't high enough to disarm the trap. Not high enough to disarm the trap. And that would tick off like 30 rounds of 9999 poison damage, I'm sure. Around the shaping home, it's a miserable, claustrophobic space. You have to duck your head to keep hitting the ceiling. The rotting timbers holding the ceiling up look like they could give way any day. Doesn't look like anyone has worked here for a while. This must be where Shaper Monarch got his start, making creations that enabled him to seize control of the village. Since then he's moved to better quarters. Now this chamber is serving as home for several of his rogue creations. These lurk in the southwest corner, occasionally sending out hunters in search of nice, meaty prey. Crafter, I don't know much about these tunnels, none of the rebels do. But if we can, until we're ready to fight Shaper Monarch, we should stick to the outer corridors instead of going to the middle. Is that an Argh lock? Hi, dog. How are you? Please don't do that. Swamp boots, +1 to stealth. guess the essence pool has dried up. I feel like I'm making progress now. Several Shaper Monarch's robes. Most of them have Shaper symbols on the back, though in some cases the symbol is crudely embroidered in. All the robes show signs of burns or blows from angry rogues. Also a key on a leather thong hanging from a peg inside the door. This you take. The cabinet is full of woodworking supplies, carving knives, stained leather strips, all of course pieces of wood of all sorts. Some of the wood, raw sticks, some partially carved, and some pieces seem finished. These might be Shaper Monarch's control batons, or at least early attempts to make them. Inspect them, looking for one that seems nearly finished, which matches the description Kyra gave you. One of the batons seems like it might be useful. It is well carved, lightly stained, and its features a handy leather grip. Take it with you. Perhaps Shaper Monarch kept this baton to spare. Shaper Monarch's journal begins shortly after he unleashed his rogues and took over Grosh. Apparently he believed that he was about to take over the world, and he was keeping records for future historians. Most of the book is full of grandiose nonsense, combined with spurts of paranoia. You'll learn a little about who he was before he came to Grosh. A few sections early in the book, however, are interesting. Day 12 of the New Era. A rebel envoy arrived. Her name is Latalia. She wishes to ally with me to enlist me against the Shapers. I will learn what I can from her and kill her. Day 17 of New Era. Latalia remains. I make no promises to her. She gives no help to me. My other advances meet with no luck. It is frustrating. To display my power, I showed her the Black Pit, where my most successful rogues are held, waiting to be unleashed. Making the barrier strong enough to hold them was difficult. Day 18 of the New Era. Attempted to suppress Latalia, showed her my advances in new sicknesses to spread my terror more efficiently. She was not appreciative. She seemed to think I was a threat to her rebellion. She was right. Day 20 of the New Era. Curse Latalia. She realized that I would not help the rebels and fled. She stole the key to the pit, my greatest weapon, lost to me. Oh, but the rebels will pay for this insult to me. something I need to do on principle. At the end of this corridor are huge, massive wooden timbers held together by thick steel bands, been painted black with imposing steel padlock holding them shut. Something about them makes you nervous. You can faintly sense something malevolent, some malevolent power radiating out at you through them. You aren't sure how you can get them open, and you aren't sure you want to. No, I don't think I do. Since it hit crystal, too. Oh well. About as bad as that could get. Pretty beefy. As is everyone who's chowed down on so many canisters. Gloves, 4 gold bars, a tiny orb of mist. Those little green balls there make me nervous, but that's from Avernum training me. Oh hey, it works here too! I'm used to the... I knew what was going to happen when I saw those. He reuses a lot of assets between his various games. Someone's always experimenting on these stupid things. Following me. Probably moving between patrol points. Generation is useful, I hear, but no canisters. These are and how they will. After all the creations that have been swarming you, you are very surprised to find that the man is standing by himself. You can hear the mad cries of creations in the nearby halls, but he is alone. He wears the robes of a shaper. He's tried to keep them clean and presentable, but they have been torn and burned by the constant attacks of his creations. He leans on an intricately carved rod of polished wood. He must have hurt his leg. When Shaper Monarch sees you, he pulls back his hood of his robe. You come face to face with him at last. He is quite old. His hair is gone, his face is covered with burns and scars, and whatever humanity was once in him is gone. His skin is pale and waxen, and his eyes glow, and his gaze seems permanently fixed somewhere in the distance. Though he is stronger than the other mad Shapers you have met, his surface details are remarkably similar. There is an intruder in my realm, he says. My defenses have failed. I will strengthen them. First I must parley. I must learn what I can of my opponent, then destruction. Who are you? Where did you come from? Shaper Monarch, I am the master of these lands. I will spread my domain. I do not know who I was before. I forced myself to forget. Those memories caused me difficulty. They damaged my focus. I removed them. Now I am pure. I will be the master here. That piece of wood you have there, is it a control baton? What Monarch looks disturbed. The intruder knows more than it should. The loss of Kyric is having consequences. During the fight I must show more care. Exert more power, unfortunate, necessary. Destroy you. And I must fight. Again, a Shaper of Life comes to trick me, infiltrate my lands, to take what I earned. I am ready this time. Ready to fight before talking. I will talk to you when your neck is below my boot, before I choke the life out of you. Another Shaper? What do you mean? I have purged those memories of a place far from here. One of the dominion I held, of how it was stolen from me. The anger, the fear, the regret was hindering me, so I made it disappear, purified myself. You are in my trap now. I was not ready in times past. I'm ready now.